Broadcasting on Grove Street FM. Brought to you by Media Squatch. It's Life, Liberty, Happiness with your host, Brian Schley, with Trent Warner.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Life, Liberty, Happiness. I am your host, Brian Schley, live in the David Hallnaker studios, along with Trent Warner.
Howdy.
And back by popular demand, Woody.
Hey,
pushing buttons.
here I am.
It's the good old boys back together.
Yeah, that's awesome. I get it now.
You also get it that it is our 200th episode.
That is unbelievable.
It's freaking fantastic, as you would say.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
You've been pushing buttons for 100 episodes.
Man, I'm going to get retrained. I feel nervous over here.
Man. And again, weekly, it's like we have to announce that we've made upgrades again.
It just, it never ends around here.
Yeah. I mean, do you think these network studios using upgrades?
There's no way.
WSCT's probably still using the same equipment when we were at Wild Wilson.
Like I saw the
Rewind the tape.
of Kamala with Howard Stern, and he doesn't have what we have.
No, I'm telling you.
And y'all are the pilot episode for the new video system, by the way. These are 4K cameras.
Always
Unreal.
When are we going to start doing that?
We're testing it today.
Oh.
I don't know how it's working, but we're going to try it.
Are we live?
We're live
watch
On air?
on air.
How do people see us?
Where's the on air?
Facebook, YouTube right now, and
Wow.
X.
X. Watch out.
Watch
Elon.
it. Watch
Elon, if you're listening, you're my fave. I need you on the show.
Top 5 people in the world.
Gosh. I hope. Did you see him at Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah.
Why would the networks not show him? Like, I don't understand how they.
Well, you know why.
But I know, but how do you cut him that quickly? He used to be a hero of the left.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yep.
just forget about it. Anyway, got a lot to get to today.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with. I don't understand what in the
I'm
world.
testing the video over here. Live on air.
Looks good.
Working.
I got feedback.
Hey, we never had that when Emma was pushing
No.
buttons.
Emma, we miss you.
Shout out to Emma.
I will say that. What is wrong with
So
you?
go ahead. I'm out now.
He's having fun over there.
I will say this.
He just seems giddy. Got all this help now.
I do get texts from time to time from listeners that like when Emma puts her input in, they laugh.
Mm-hmm.
She's okay.
Like I had one text me. It said he laughed so hard when Emma said it's time for you to start taking Bible study class.
I guess Trent's not one of the ones texting you, huh?
No, I laughed.
We have a supposed to hate me.
Anyway, this weekend in review, hunting.
Yep.
You and I went hunting in Highland.
Blast, man. That was fun.
Oh, dude, it was.
First off, I went bow hunting, and I don't own a bow. I did have a license, but just in case I had to borrow yours.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
We saw some pretty good deer. We saw one good buck.
Did you see the picture of the deer I drew on the agenda?
Yes.
Did you see where the arrow is?
Above its head. You think I shot high?
Brian missed.
Woody.
Yeah.
The exact words from my compadre was, "Oh, you hit it right in the middle."
I thought he killed it.
He's running with the arrow.
Oh my
He
god.
literally had the arrow in it. She had it. She.
I heard a great line today that I thought of. It said, whenever I order a hamburger, I always order 2 patties. to cancel out any animal loving person. out there.
Yeah. Eat twice as much.
That's me.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything about the hunting trip that you liked or disliked?
I just love being up in Highland County.
No, it was
Beautiful day. Leaves are starting to turn.
Mm-hmm.
Depressed me a little bit though, because then winter's coming.
Yeah.
I can't.
Let me tell you, when winter hits Highland, you know it.
Yeah. Shoot.
I just noticed your drawing on the notes.
Yeah.
You drew the
I'm showing the deer and the arrow go over it, and I have a smiley face because I had a good time.
Is the deer's nose that long?
Yeah, I kind of messed up the.
He's a
deer
lion
nose.
deer.
It's my liger. It's my favorite animal to draw.
All right, moving on. This day
Yeah.
in history.
And now for the rest of the story. This day in history.
All right, in
Professional.
1936,
Mhm.
the Hoover Dam started producing electricity that would basically power LA.
You went across the Hoover Dam, right?
No, I want to go.
Oh, that is on your bucket list,
That is absolutely on my bucket list.
not on your not bucket list.
Correct.
Hmm.
That is definitely what would be not on my bucket list would be to go over the Hoover Dam. That I would not want to do.
Yeah.
What's amazing to me about that is we talked about this a couple of episodes ago about nuclear power.
Nuclear.
What did I say?
Yeah, I noticed you say nuclear.
Okay.
Well,
Is that
it's just
wrong?
from where you are, I guess. But go ahead.
Okay.
Stole it.
I wish I had some nuclear waste to put on. Anyway, it
yeah,
amazes me that we have the ability to create large amounts of power.
Yeah.
And we choose not to.
Solar, like pissing in the wind.
We choose the
wind
dumbest
power.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's look at dams.
Okay.
Okay, you build it.
Yeah.
It produces a boatload of energy
Right.
and an economy and a great wildlife refuge for wildlife, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't you say?
Recreation. Mhm.
Great for recreation. It checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
Ain't doing it. When's the next time you'll ever see a dam built
Yeah, exactly.
with a lake?
And here's the other thing too. Like it's even hard permit wise to get your own earthen dam for your
Exactly.
own farm.
Right.
It's very difficult. But I will say what I've always said about this is how stupid we are as a country now in the last 50 years. Have you ever driven across West? No, we went together. When we went to travel baseball and we went to West Virginia and they had those windmills on top of the mountains. And from as far left to as far right as you could see on the horizon was windmill after windmill after windmill.
Mhm.
How many of them actually were spinning? Maybe 20%.
If that, yes.
Were actually turning it all.
Yes.
Now, that is supposed to save us from fossil fuels.
Right.
Okay. Renewable energy.
Mhm.
All right. If that had been what Thomas Edison had invented
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and we'd started with wind power.
Yeah.
And then somebody dug a hole and went, oh my God, this black oil that we're found under the ground, all we have to do is pipe it
Yes.
underground or above ground, and we can have all the power that we want.
Mhm.
We can take down all these ungodly looking, windmills. We would be stepping forward,
Exactly.
but we're stepping backwards.
Absolutely.
Ugh,
Drives me crazy.
dumb.
All right. What do you got? Afghanistan?
Oh, I saw this day in history in 2004. I thought it was interesting.
Mhm.
So we're talking 20 years ago is when that guy, Hamid Karzai, was elected as Afghanistan's president.
Oh, yeah.
So when we took over, right,
Yeah.
2001, we ended up winning whatever we were doing. By 2004, he was the first president elected.
Wow.
And that only lasted till 2021. Now the Taliban's back. Now we, on our way to leave Afghanistan, we brought an Afghani over that is plotting to kill our president. We caught him this week.
Jeez.
Did you see that?
No.
You hadn't seen that?
Well, listen, I do remember when all of that took place,
Mhm.
that we were taking in Afghan refugees. And I remember people saying, hey, we're not vetting these people. And that stupid Mayorkas
Yeah.
was over there talking about, yeah, we know these people. No, you don't.
No. Oh, no, he wasn't. This one wasn't going to kill President Trump. he was going to go do a terrorist plot on election day.
Oh no, I did see that.
Yes.
So he was
that's
part
his
of
guy.
those.
He's part of the group that came
Jeez.
over as we were trying to leave.
Does anybody know what a Trojan horse is?
Exactly. Yeah.
What did they think was going to happen?
We let him bring it in.
Of course.
Yep. Exactly.
Open borders.
Best ever.
All right, moving on to drama.
Done.
Diddy.
Looking back at my drama from last week that I didn't get to say, I circled it.
You got 3 minutes. So
Well, I'll do my best work.
that's what she said.
And time to nap.
Man. Oh man, must be a short one.
I didn't say
The
short.
Diddy
You
story.
said short. I didn't say short.
The Diddy story to
Yeah.
me keeps becoming eerily similar to Epstein.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the exact same.
I saw a TikTok of his compadres taking vacations now in other countries.
Yeah.
But I said this to somebody today. The problem with America in this particular instance is the dynasties never fall.
Mhm.
Like we never get to see.
That's true.
Like we know that there were celebrities on Epstein Island, and we know undespicable despicable things were done.
Right.
Yet nothing has ever happened. Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Epstein dying.
Yeah. And Prince Andrew losing his crown.
Yeah.
Whatever
I mean,
that
nothing.
was. So it's funny you mentioned this about Diddy. If he's not okay, if he's not number one, he's top 5 of the music industry, right?
Mhm.
Of the powers that would be.
Yes.
Why wouldn't 60 Minutes be there?
Yeah. Where's
interviewing
that
him?
interview?
Where's his interview from jail?
Sure.
Where's he defending himself? Like, where is he just screaming out loud, I didn't do anything?
I saw this earlier in the week about it was like 2020 and Dateline and 60 Minutes and the stories that they used to cover.
Yeah.
This would be right up their alley and not a peep.
Well, OJ Simpson yelled he didn't do it, right?
Right.
Right. I mean, all that stuff. This guy could easily say he didn't do these things and should be talking. However, the whole thing that started all this, if you guys remember, it was not the raid from the government to his house. It was the lawsuit by his bodyguard
Correct.
before that.
Yes.
And the lawsuit was going to get to do discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then the government went in and took all the stuff.
Correct.
Guess what you don't get to do now? You don't get to discover it because the government is.
Took it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I smell a deal.
Correct. And the same thing goes with Mayor Adams. I mean, they went in and took everything.
Yeah.
So we will never know whether he's guilty or innocent.
Right.
That nothing will ever come of that. They just want him gone.
I hope when we win, I just hope we tear shit apart.
I
mean, I
will it
literally
ever happen.
Sorry, that probably took us off Facebook and YouTube.
No, that's what I'm saying. I go
Beep it.
I go
Yep.
through bouts of depression during the day because I'm like, when I see things, I think it pretty much points to a landslide in Trump's favor. I mean, in all reality, if you're looking at data, that's what it says.
It's so funny you said that because that's literally what I felt today.
And
Some
yet
days I feel good and
I
some days I'm depressed.
I go from that to they can't let him win. I mean, honestly, the
Yeah.
government will not.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk talks. Did you see that clip with him and Tucker?
Yeah.
The amount of information that would come out if Donald Trump won, they will never allow. So,
And he thinks he'll be in jail. That he will be in jail. That they'll find a way to get him in jail.
Elon,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you know it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
And if Kamala gets elected, definitely he's going to jail.
Man, she can't. I know we got clips coming up.
If you're a
later,
female and you're listening to the show,
which they all are.
just listen, just hear me out. If you want to champion having a woman as a president, it can't be this bad of a person.
Right.
You champion the greatest woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You find that person. You don't champion someone who has literally skirted their way through life.
Let me give you a name. Susan Huckabee.
Sure.
Would you not be the first person to go vote for her?
All right, let's just play devil's advocate and try to find someone on the liberal side, or at least the Democrat side.
Mhm.
There has to be some, like Tulsi Gabbard would have been a choice.
Well, she couldn't be in that.
No, I know, but you see what I'm saying? You champion someone who actually fought for her country
Yeah.
and continues to, by the way,
Mhm.
still in service. That's fine. But this is the person you're going to die on the cross with, is Kamala.
Dude, it's a DEI thing. I
Ugh.
mean, literally, that's all it is. And she's awful. The more she talks, the worse it gets.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Yep.
All right, what do you got?
So you got Diddy. That's your drama. So I wanted to bring this up last week, and I didn't get to, but I'm glad I didn't because Woody wasn't here. But I got to ask Woody.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Dude.
Yeah.
The Netflix, the WWE.
Yes.
Mr. McMahon.
Oh, dude.
The
Stop.
documentary.
Don't go any further.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I just finished the first.
It's 6 episodes.
Episodes.
I
6
believe.
episodes, yeah.
I just hot off the press, just finished the first episode.
Yeah.
And I'm glued.
It's riveting all the way through.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets there, but I had no idea that the WCW was that big of a challenge. To
Oh
them.
yeah, I did know that.
I didn't remember that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I knew they were on a channel, but I didn't realize they were so
Oh, see,
head to head.
All right, see, I was a WCW fan. I was not a WWE fan.
Yeah. Sting, NWO.
Oh, dude, I was before NWO. I was the Four Horsemen, man. They were my. I mean, that's who I love.
Yeah.
So Trent, let me ask you, and I'm trying to no spoilers, Brian, but all right, so Trent,
Mhm.
you hear the stuff that he did, right?
Yeah.
But still, after 6 episodes, did you just really appreciate his work ethic? And then he didn't look as bad as you thought he would look, or as bad as they thought they were portraying?
I know they kept trying to portray him as the bad guy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And yes, there's certainly
But-
parts of his life that were not good. And it's almost felt like to me, what do they say where you portray something so long you become that character?
Yeah.
You know, those actors that do that.
Yeah.
It's sort of like he lived his life as that dramatic thing, or is he doing the drama of the way his life was?
Yeah.
But the dude flat worked.
I just didn't,
He outworked everybody.
I didn't leave
Yeah,
it
worked.
thinking that he was as horrible as they wanted me to think he was
Yeah.
bad.
Now we haven't had the court cases come.
That's
up yet.
true. Just true.
Yeah.
It's
I know,
really
I
good.
know where it's heading with the court cases. I mean, I did see they kind of previewed that at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm going to sound very bad on this show,
Uh-oh.
but these non-disclosures,
The NDAs.
what's the purpose of them if you're just
They
gonna
all come
back and
out.
sue?
I know exactly.
But you took the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about that.
Exactly.
And I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying then you should have to pay the money back.
Yeah. I think that has happened in some cases.
Well, I think Stormy Daniels had to pay.
Yeah, exactly. I think Trump got her back. The and another one. Have y'all seen the jailbreak one with the lady that was the security guard?
She got that. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen.
Do you remember that news
But
story?
I do remember the story.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember how it ended, and I'm not going to say how it ended.
All right.
It's definitely worth watching. It's like an hour and a half
Okay.
movie. It's just one. It's not a series. So definitely
Awesome.
those two.
All right.
And Into the Fire. That's it. Have y'all seen that documentary yet?
Into the
Into
fire.
the Fire.
Man, that is
What is that?
man, that's a good true crime. Watch it and then yes,
True crime.
it's fantastic.
Marty and I are
Fantastically
trying to watch
done.
it.
Is it
She's
on
not into
Netflix?
It's like Netflix 2 episodes.
Into the fire.
Into the Fire. Great.
Okay.
what is
Great.
it?
Yep.
You're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness now on to sports.
It's time for sports.
Woody, is that a clip?
What is?
Yes. it's
What's
one of
up on
my
our
clips.
screen? Oh,
Yeah, it's clip
clips
for
earlier.
when. Yeah.
Jeez, put it on something else. I'm
Hey.
tired of looking at his face.
Get this. So it is sports, and it's the segue between drama and sports.
Mhm. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
And if Emma was here, she would appreciate it more than Woody. But I think Woody would dig this too. That cheating scandal that Michigan did, where the guy was stealing the signs.
Allegedly.
Oh, watch the Netflix thing, dude. It's one of those untold stories, and they do. You know how they do a really good job of untold stories.
Mhm.
This kid is incredible. I mean, his diligence
Yeah, you want to hire him.
and his technology, like it's all technology.
Yeah.
So Woody would really dig at what this guy was doing to
That's
get
awesome.
signs. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. The heck is his name?
I watched the whole thing and couldn't even tell you his name. Yeah, it was Allison or
He's a high school
Stallion.
football
I
coach.
think his last name was
Connor Stallion.
Yeah,
He's a high school football coach now.
yeah,
And I think he just signed a contract with Barstool Sports.
yes. They talk about that too.
That's awesome.
It is really well done. Yep.
Connor Stallions. Anyway, college football.
Mhm.
7 of the top 25 teams lost, and 3 of the top 10 lost.
Yeah.
It was a pretty crazy Saturday. I would say, obviously, the biggest one was Vanderbilt, Alabama.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt, Alabama.
I was kind of glad of that one.
Yeah.
Every time I talk trash, within the same day,
It comes
I got
back to
stung. I got stung the same day. So Tennessee losing.
I could
to,
not.
Arkansas.
I mean, we were watching some of the game, and that fourth down call, is still. I love it when a coach, because oftentimes what happens is the underdog is in the game, but they do something stupid or it doesn't work out.
Talking about Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the team that's favored to win ends up winning. They played to win that football game.
Yeah.
In all aspects. That 4th and 1 to throw that ball.
Yeah. That was a lucky catch too.
Oh,
That
yeah.
guy was really
It was a
laid
heck of
out
a
for
play.
it. Yeah.
So I think Vanderbilt and of course the clip of Nick Saban is going to play in infamy now.
Oh yeah.
Of him cracking on Vanderbilt not having fans. But
did you see was this a myth or a lie today that Georgia's coach has accepted the Jets offer?
Yeah, I don't think that's the truth.
Okay. All right. I saw a headline.
I'll look it up, but I don't think so.
Yeah. He was going to accept it at the end of the year. It was reported by Adam Schefter, but then it was one of those things I wasn't sure if it was a lie. You know how you have to wait for a few clicks before you know if that thing is real or not?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been just something made by an Alabama fan.
Yeah, let me check this.
Just real time fact checking.
No, it's real time texting. His work
On
gets in the
video
way.
and on video.
Look at this.
We're on
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to ask you about Georgia. I didn't have this in my notes, but now that you mentioned Kirby Smart, what is going on in Georgia? Maybe the time is right to jump to the Jets. They had another player arrested this week. That's 7 for this year alone.
Wow. That means we've always said that means your program is at the top.
It's 7. You're starting to get into some odd territory.
Miami Hurricanes level.
The Florida State Criminals.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you don't think the transfer portal has created parity or anything in college football?
I'm not.
You're right. Upsets have happened for decades.
I saw where in the Big Ten, which is crazy to say it like this, it's like 17 teams are in the Big Ten. I don't even know how much it is, how many there are, but 12 of the 17 switch quarterbacks from the portal.
Yeah.
And that to me is crazy. You would think that position, you'd be better off by having a guy that's been there the year before.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem that way. It's like, hey, let's upgrade to get the guy that left another school.
Florida State.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Well, in that case, yes. But Miami, they were talking about how all the big upsets last week were by new quarterbacks that went to a new program.
Agreed. But if you watch the Miami game, they should have lost.
Yeah.
That was a horrible non-call.
I don't remember which one.
Oh, they targeting, and then they said it wasn't targeting. And there's to the letter of the law, it was targeting. If they just simply make that call, the game's over. Well, but they didn't.
They're getting that. So just put your money on Miami in the national championship.
Apparently.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah. Culture.
All right. You got any, you got big games this week. What's your,
the big games. We've got Texas and Oklahoma.
That's huge. Is that not the Red River rivalry?
It is the Red River rivalry.
Did I not get it all out? Did I stumble over Red River?
No, I always think of Bo Jackson doing Wavel week.
Yeah.
Wasn't it him?
I missed the who was the Keith Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, Millie.
Yeah.
The Red River rivalry game. It's hard to say. Can you say, Woody?
No.
I know that's the Red River rivalry.
Oh, that's huge.
You got that. You got Penn State and USC, which that probably isn't that big of a game, except when you consider now you have to travel that far across the country.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah.
And is Lincoln? When does he start getting on the hot seat?
Which guy?
Lincoln Riley.
Oh, they're in the new conference now. Give them a little time.
Okay.
And then you got Stanford and Notre Dame. That's always historically like a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Notre Dame will blow them out. Florida, Tennessee. We're going to head to that one this weekend. Actually going to go watch that one. So I'm actually not too upset that Tennessee lost last weekend because I'd rather us lose last weekend and
Win this
focus and beat Florida this weekend while I'm there. If we had beat Arkansas and then lose to Florida, that would be more devastating. And then Ohio State and Oregon, man. I don't think that's got enough pub this week. That's number 2 against number 3.
It's huge. And
Yeah.
it's in Oregon.
In
so
Oregon.
they got to fly there.
Yeah. That's pretty much cements Ohio State winning the Big Ten if they can get that one done, because I don't think Michigan's going to
No,
be what they
that
need
would
to
be the only. Well, I guess Penn State.
Yeah.
But
And then Ole Miss LSU, that's a big game.
it is. It's a big game. We'll see if LSU's defense is anywhere improved. So an interesting conversation that we haven't talked about quickly was I heard a guy talking, a defensive guy, who said how difficult it is now in college football to stop offenses, and nobody's talking about it. Is he said is the ability for the coaches to talk to the quarterback now.
Yeah.
And
Well-
he said, you notice they're still not huddling. And he said, but they get to talk to the quarterback up until 15 seconds. And he said, the defense doesn't. And he said, so
Doesn't the defensive coach get to talk to the defensive guy?
I don't think so. Not in
Oh.
college.
I thought they did.
No, I think from what he said was that's pros. That's not college. College is just the quarterback.
I'd like to research that a little bit too, because
Because what he said is they're simply seeing what defense it is and saying which backer is your one blitzing,
Mhm.
where to go with the football, where the safety's at. They're now, he's getting an on film room study before the snap.
What was the first guy's name? We said Stallion. The name
Connor Stallion.
Connor Stallion. They're calling this the Connor Stallion rule. So he was so good at what he
Right,
did,
the signals.
but it was also defense. He was doing it for the defense too.
Sure.
So that's why I was thinking they did allow him to. I could have swore they did, but
Well.
I'll check.
Anyway.
Yeah. And then Kansas State and Colorado. Colorado, this could be one of those get over the games, make them 5-1. If they beat
Okay.
K-State.
All right. Well, I mean, the teams that they've won,
Yeah.
do we have any idea how many games they won this year? I think combined is like 2.
Well, let's keep the faith.
No, but we have to keep things in perspective. Like this week, the biggest argument I heard is how college football is freaking out Army and Navy.
Yeah.
Because if they both beat Notre Dame, they'll probably be undefeated for the year and they'll have to face each other. But then the week after, they have to face each other again in the Army-Navy game.
Hmm.
And so if one loses and then they win the next week,
It always
I know
takes-
that's what
it
I'm
always
saying.
takes care of
That's let
itself.
them play the schedule first.
Yeah.
It's like Colorado. Let them play some teams first.
Well, I'm just saying they got a chance. They got a home game against a ranked team. They got a
Who's ranked?
K-State.
Oh, you're right. For some reason, I was thinking TCU. Yeah, they got no chance against K-State.
Okay.
They'll get housed.
Got my faith in the Sanders.
Okay.
And I think
Colonel
the dude Hunter,
Renfro.
this might be his
Oh,
week
Travis
to become
Hunter.
might be his week to become the Heisman. Since Milroe lost.
Okay.
It seems like it's gaining steam. You start listening to the pundit.
Until they lose. And then
Right, until they lose.
It's this weekend.
Okay.
All right. MLB playoffs. See, I have started watching the MLB playoffs.
I watch the games that have excited fans.
I don't know. I have.
That Padres Dodgers is intense.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so right now that series is 2-1.
2-1.
Why? And then when
San
did they have they always done best 3 out of 5?
I think that's very recent.
I thought so too. So the Padres are 1 win away from knocking out the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
The Phillies are 1 game away from going home.
Yeah.
The Mets are I don't think they're that team, but they could be because they seem to just somehow find a way to win.
Yeah.
They're currently playing and it's 0-0.
Did you see the play where the guy from the Padres acted like he did not catch the home run at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah.
And then
tried it in.
And he held it so long. I never saw the camera work of how he actually showed that he had the ball.
Yeah.
Because they cut away and the guy that's rounding the bases realizes,
crazy.
oh God, he's got the ball. So he goes onto the dugout.
Yeah.
But then did you see the fans start throwing balls at that guy?
No.
Oh yeah. That's
good Lord.
How dirty is LA?
God, of course.
That's one of those things that you always see after the effect of the fights that go on in the stadium.
So Cleveland and the Detroit Tigers are playing.
Mm-hmm.
That series is tied. Cleveland is up 3-0 in the top of the 8th currently.
Who's up?
Detroit.
So apparently Detroit has the ace that's the ace of all aces of the playoffs.
Oh, really?
Do you know that?
Mm-mm.
Guy named like Schnabel or Schubel or something. So apparently he's the guy that they hope in a quick series that he can pitch twice, that you will not beat him. And I've never heard of the guy before, but he plays for Detroit.
Well, it should be interesting. The Mets and the Phillies have tied 0-0. The Yankees and Kansas City Royals are knotted up 1 apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Should be 2-0. Did you see that horrendous call the other night?
I saw a quick clip. I didn't understand. It was a stolen base, and they called it a stolen base, and it wasn't a stolen base, or vice versa.
Yeah, and he tagged him.
Yeah.
And, they went to review, and it's obvious in the review, and yet they still called him safe. And next play, hit, walk off. If he's out, they're out of the inning. Done.
So it saved the Yankees?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
I still can't quite get back into baseball mode.
Really? Well,
the Orioles went out.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus, score something.
Hey, the Nats didn't even come close. So, but.
That's why it's just hard for me to get into it.
All right. Moving on to NASCAR.
Yeah.
They had another exciting race at Talladega. Did you watch any?
I missed the first half of the race because can't remember what I was doing. I think I was cleaning up my truck from all the hunting stuff and everything.
Okay.
But I didn't realize they were 4 wide.
Dude.
Going around that track.
Absolutely incredible. It's like sometimes they do stuff that it's fascinating to me. And as much as we're going to get to this in just a minute.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it right now, but the racing has gotten good with this car. I mean, we usually argue in NASCAR screws up this, NASCAR screws. They got this car right, I feel. I mean, the incredible finishes now are just, they seem to be weekly.
Yeah. They have had a lot of close finishes. Got to give them that.
And the car has some durability.
Yeah.
They don't touch each other and have a flat tire or wreck or now. I mean,
that's true.
You see them wreck and actually stay in the wreck. I mean, it's I like it. Yeah. There's a lot of it that I like. This race, I also like.
I hated Stenhouse winning. Were you rooting for Stenhouse?
Yeah.
There's something about that guy I just don't like.
I like a JT Doherty racing.
I didn't realize he raced for Doherty. That was cool. After his interview afterwards, it made me glad that he won for Brad Doherty.
It's his 3rd win with them.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to me that a one team can win. And this is what Junior was taking up for these, like when Harrison Burton won. He's like, listen, you don't understand. Without a win, they don't exist in our sport. Forget about Wood Brothers. He said, Justin Haley, and you may or may not remember this, he won Talladega 4 years ago, I think it was. Rain shortened race. Nobody had ever heard of him, and he won it. Well, that dude, just that one win is essentially how we ended up with Spire Motorsports. They were like Rick Hendrick. They were packing up, going home. They couldn't afford it. And so these wins are huge for these small teams. And that's kind of why I get to the point of talking about Denny Hamlin. I've listened to Denny's attorney, because for people who don't know, Denny Hamlin is the owner now of 2311 Racing. They are suing NASCAR for antitrust laws and monopoly. I've listened to both sides. I've listened to Junior. I've listened to track owners. I've listened to NASCAR, and I've listened to Denny Hamlin. We're getting ready to screw up NASCAR when it feels like they're finally going down the right path.
How would he screw it up by suing them?
Well, I mean, because he wants to get rid of the charter, because he says they can't make money at it. And yet I'm sitting here watching one buy the charter for $10 million and sell it for 40. I don't think that dude lost money. What I hear is an owner who has going to three teams next year, mad because a single team is winning. That's what I hear. And I know you don't agree with that. I'm just saying 13 franchise owners signed an agreement.
Yeah.
He did not.
Well, I mean, the little bit I know about it, Richard Childress said they were forced to sign it. He got it at 6:30 or 7:30 at night and had to sign it by midnight. And from the background, it sounded like he was applauding Denny for doing what he didn't want to do.
I hear that.
Yeah.
But I also hear another owner who has multi-teams, who's been in this business for how long? And I think you want to get rid of the charters because it has made Justin Marks doesn't exist. His interview, listen to his interview. He said, look, is it a great deal? No. Is it a fair deal? He was the one that said NASCAR only takes 10%. It's not like they take 80% of the profit.
Yeah.
They take 10.
Well, then Denny would lose.
What do you mean he would lose?
I'm saying if his lawsuit has no merit, then he loses.
No, I'm saying he'll probably, we've both said somewhere there'll be a payoff, I guess. But I just, if it goes to where they lose the franchises and it goes back to the way it was, then NASCAR loses. We lose. Because we go back to having three teams that are dominant and, one winning 7-8 championships. That's what we'll get to.
All right.
Did you like that?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Denny's got smart people with him. There's a reason why he wants to do what he wants to do.
Well, I think everybody thinks that.
Well, I mean, he's not dumb.
No. Obviously, he's the guy wanting to dominate.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him smart.
No. Okay.
That makes him wanting to.
I think if he was sitting here, he would not tell you he's trying to make NASCAR worse.
Well,
I don't think that's what his goal is. But I don't know him. I just listened to him on his podcast. It's a 2-minute clip.
I got you. Well, we'll see. I don't know. There's parts of me that would just like it to go away because I'm finally watching racing every week. And I don't. I mean, he wants to see the franchises go. So we'll see.
I thought Junior wanted that out too.
Junior wanted it out because he wanted to be able to afford it. But then once it started to gain steam, he was like, I could see where this would be beneficial. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yep.
They all say they don't make money. That's what they all claim.
I mean, Jeff Gordon said that Rick Hendrick did not make money. If it wasn't for Rick Hendrick's dealerships subsidizing the Rick Hendrick franchise of NASCAR, then they would not have money. That they don't make enough money at racing to keep going. It's Rick Hendrick subsidizing it with his other businesses.
Okay.
I thought that was interesting. It's probably Denny looking and going, hey, where the hell is all the money?
Or some of us would say he's been in business for 30 years. Subsidize him for 30 years. He's an idiot then. Or would it be advertising?
Jeff Gordon said that's how much he loves racing.
Okay.
But that's just his fun money, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Idiots. That was sports. Sports is brought to you by State Farm. When you want reliable insurance, you should look at your local State Farm agent. That agent is David Honaker. He has been a longtime supporter of Life, Liberty, Happiness, and my agent. Home, auto, and even life insurance. He can take care of your needs. Nobody likes having to pay for something you may never use, but when you do need it, you want to make sure you have somebody who can deliver. That is David Honaker and State Farm. Their friendly staff have over 50 plus years of combined experience. Call him today at 580-586-8194 or stop by their office next to Arby's off 460. Like a good neighbor, David is there. What's that?
And Bill Belichick would be a great choice for the Jets.
Oh, yeah. All right. What's happening?
It's time for news.
Woody's been away with the higher ups of the internet world and the Ellison show. He's forgot how we do things.
No, he was waiting on my
Got to
cue.
come back down on.
Yeah, just get back
He
to my
heard you
roots.
talk.
Keep me humble. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Get up on your soapbox. Yeah. Oh, did you have any comments about racing, Woody?
Oh, I'll bring them up next.
He's
episode.
waiting on the
I was
Trek car.
I was writing down
He'll
notes.
circle those notes.
Yeah, I got my notes. I'll talk about next episode.
What's it called? Nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't you have a bigwig come in? I saw you posted last week with Ellison.
Yes, April
Internet.
Chapman.
Yeah, how did that go?
I went great. They did a dual episode.
Mm-hmm.
Great on YouTube.
Studio
Yeah,
V.
Studio V. That's it. Yeah. She loved the studio, by the way.
By the way, we're efforting to have Vince on air program, which would be a massive.
I can line that up.
You keep saying that. Can we line that up?
Yeah, we make
I'm kind of scared of
We
him.
can make it happen.
I want to pick his brain.
Yeah.
See,
He
just
starts yelling. Like he just yells when he's talking about his
passionate.
order that he had for.
Everybody I have told to go
McDonald's.
listen to his show, everybody, not one person has ever said I don't like it.
Yeah.
Everybody says, man, I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
He is incredible.
You know what it
And-
reminds me of? You remember when Mark Levin goes off on something?
Yes.
And I used to love that. I mean, he was so good. He is so good at it. It reminds me of the same thing. It makes you like you get stirred up.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. What's happening?
We can introduce him as Mark Levin.
Yeah.
You think that'll work?
Unless he yells at you.
All right.
Mhm.
The networks at this point, they don't even hide it anymore, right?
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so bad. And I found this clip from one of the guests that we've had on the show, Megan Kelly.
Yeah.
She had this clip of, you remember the guy that used to have, what happened to him? He used to have the company Project Veritas. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
He would inflate.
He still
And-
does that.
Oh, yeah.
He
but
does, but they came after him.
He didn't
Yeah.
blow up like I thought he would.
Well, that's because they came after his company.
Hmm.
And so, like, they implanted people within his company
Hmm.
that then came after him and got him kicked out.
Mhm.
And so now he's doing it again and he's just rebuilding.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are just good at what they do, and he's one of them. So this was a clip of an MSNBC producer talking about behind the scenes what goes on at MSNBC. Cut one.
James O'Keefe, he was on the show the other day of now OMG Media, went undercover through one of his staffers, a female staffer, and got this producer for one of their weekend shows on camera. I mean, it's admitting the obvious. We all knew this about MSNBC, but it's still interesting to hear a producer at the network admit it, saying the following. Watch.
So do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help the Harris campaign?
I mean, they're doing all they can to
Which is why.
amplify her message. What her message of the day is their message of the day. It hammers home the point that I'm making, that this news network is indistinguishable from the party.
Are they just the Democratic Party's mouthpiece?
Exactly.
MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece.
Yes. Yes.
So is MSNBC just like doing whatever it takes to get Kamala elected?
Yes. They've made their viewers dumber over the years. Viewers get mad at the guests or the hosts if the host were to criticize Democrats.
Because they're so brainwashed
Yes.
into thinking that the Democratic Party can do no wrong.
Not that they can't do any wrong. It's maybe they can do wrong. I just don't want to hear about it. don't say it out loud, because if you say it out loud, it helps Trump. I think brainwashing and dumbing down
It's bad.
aggressive
I get it.
helps Trump.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we all know it. I mean, you see it answered in front of you, but
Anyway,
I'll tell you though, we talked about that guy, and I got a clip of him this week just so we could keep clips of him. That Scott Jennings guy from CNN.
yeah, he won't be on that long.
I can't believe he's still on there.
Yeah, I see now they're picking personal fights with him.
Yeah, they try to get him
Exactly.
riled up. I almost
Yeah.
played that clip this week. Him getting riled up.
Yeah,
He sort of lost it a little bit.
Well, this starts to be
Yeah.
that's his decline.
Yeah. But usually he's so
what-
smooth.
Well, no, hold on. What gets him? Sexual harassment,
Oh, that's a great
or
point.
does he get another gig?
Yeah, or
Racist.
it doesn't have to be sexual harassment, whatever they call that, where you're mean. They kind of did it to O'Reilly. Not only was O'Reilly a sexual harasser, but he was
Oh.
also
by the way,
misogynistic or whatever those
you ever
words
wonder
they use.
who was the sexual harassment? They never. It kind of goes away once they get
Yeah,
fired.
once they go away, yeah,
Bill O'Reilly's gone, and who was it? Nobody.
yeah.
It's crazy.
So-
All right. Well, now we heard that clip, which kind of explains things. This
Mm.
clip kind of puts that in motion. This is CBS, and I didn't realize this till later. This was a clip of Kamala embarrassing herself off of a simple question. And then later I find out they edited it to make her sound smarter. 60 minutes. And it still sounds awful.
Yeah.
All right. Cut.
Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Don't ask for
World.
Say what?
So the thing that I saw, it was a back-to-back clip.
Yeah, yeah.
So they took her answer,
Right.
and it completely sounds different of how she answered the question. And your 60 Minutes, what is the difference between that and Dateline, NBC blowing up a car in the late 80s on purpose? Remember,
Yeah.
they had the flares
Yes.
next to the gas tank to make it
Uh-huh.
explode. What? There is no difference. You're literally manipulating an answer to a question. And first off, I loved the interview for the most part because the black guy was actually asking questions.
No.
Like he was doing it in a professional way. Like actually the way he asked her questions, I wish they would treat Trump that way.
Right.
Like I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to lead you a little bit. And when she wouldn't take it, he led her a little bit more.
Yeah.
And she was so awful at it.
She's terrible at it. She cannot answer it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really bad where we've gotten. Like I saw her on The View, and even on The View of all places, it was horrible. Her performance was so bad.
She so we talked about earlier being depressed. I saw today that she is up 11 points in Virginia.
Jeez.
She's up 11, and that Kane is up 20 points on
Okay.
Cal. And so that made me depressed.
Well, that makes me depressed now.
And then you hear a little bit later and you hear something else that Trump is leading. And then you hear Kamala is up 3. And then you hear Kamala is only down 2 in Florida. And then you hear, well, no, Trump's up 14 in Florida. I swear it is so far different. But what I do know is when I see her going on the shows,
Mhm.
somebody is telling her you need to be going to do these things because the basement campaign's not doing enough. So where does she go? She does a little piece with 60 Minutes
Mhm.
with someone who's friendly.
Mhm.
Then she does The View. Then she does Howard Stern. And then she does the Colbert guy and drinks a beer last night.
Yeah, I guess as a campaign strategy, so maybe that's him doing this. But I guess what I'm trying to find out is what independent or what voter is watching any of what you just named.
Yeah. Well, what I think they're trying really, really hard to do, like last night with Colbert, to drink the beer, which was as fake of anything that you